สวัสดีครับอาจารย์ครับอาจารย์ฮะวันนี้พี่จุ๊บไม่อยู่นะครับปอนเป็นคนอ่านภาษาอังกฤษนะฮะครับครับผมครับครับ
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another Dhamma meeting where we will discuss the Buddhist practices of charity, morality, and meditation. Everyone who is interested is welcome to join. And our first participant is Jordan from Bangkok. Good evening, Jordan. How are you?
Good evening, Ajaan. I'm doing well, thank you. How are you this evening?
Good. Thank you.
I had one question around a certain technique for mindfulness. Some people use kind of prayer beads and count each one with their mantra, and I do that sometimes, and I imagine it's not the mind wouldn't be able to get fully still because the body's still moving. But if our mind is particularly active, it's okay to use them to calm the mind, and then maybe move to just the mantra after.
Yes, eventually you want to go to the mantra or to the breath.
Okay.
But when you start, if your mind is restless, it's still agitated, you can use whatever technique you feel good for you, useful for you. Some people do some chanting, some people listening to Dhamma talk to help calm their mind first, to get more concentration. And when they feel that their mind is calm enough to watch the breath, then they'll switch to watching the breath instead.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, but eventually you need to just focus on one object, concentrate on one object, and not thinking. The important thing is not to think while you focus on your breath or on your mantra, or counting the beats. You make sure that the goal is to stop thinking. Because if you can all stop thinking, your mind will never be still, will never have jhana, will never have equanimity. Okay?
Okay, thank you. Thank you. That it's very clear to me. Another thing is...
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I just wanted to share something that in my walking meditation practice, I sometimes stop at the end of the walking meditation path just to kind of reset my intention, so that each time I get to the end, I try to, that whole 50 feet, I want to avoid thinking and just stay with the mantra. And but then I notice that sometimes that when I stop at the end, there's an intention to stay still for a few seconds or something, and then, but that requires thinking to get myself to to decide to stay still, and so I've just I started to instead just turn around and immediately start walking back, and then the same at the other end, and I found that there wasn't that that I didn't need to, because I guess my mindfulness is strong enough at that point. But there was a kind of, the thinking would lead to a kind of restlessness, and it was interesting to notice that. Is that a good way to practice?
It's up to you.
Okay.
You have to decide for yourself. But the goal is to be calm and be still. So whatever way you do it.
So this is the kind of, we can be creative kind
That's
of.
right. You have to improvise. Practice trial and error.
Okay.
Whichever method works for you.
Okay, very good.
Good. Okay. When did you leave? Yesterday?
Yesterday morning.
I
Yes.
see.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Did you find coming to the mountain helpful?
It's very, very good. Yes, thank you. Yeah, I had a couple good days of practice.
Much different from living in the city. Huh?
Yeah, it's much different.
Yeah. Good.
Much less distraction, and I find it. I want to meditate more when I'm there.
So you should come more often.
I'd like to come back as soon as possible.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Go to Samanji now. You come in early today, Samanji. Go ahead, you can speak now.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. Last week, Ajaan, I sent a question on for mindfulness sutta. There you said that there I asked whether we can select either of the four and practice it, and you said like we have to follow step by step. That means we have to start with the first one and then just go ahead with the rest, right? That means it's a long procedure if we are to enter the path.
Yes. You need to start with mindfulness before you can get to samadhi or concentration or stillness of the mind. You need mindfulness to be the one to still your mind with. Once you can still your mind, then you have equanimity. Then you will have the strength to resist your cravings. And the next step, you can go to vipassana. First, investigate the nature of the body, so that you can stop your attachment or craving for the body. And
it's a long process.
Then after that you go to feelings, painful feelings. You want to be able to let go of your reaction to the feelings. Leave it alone. Not be disturbed by whatever type of feelings you might come across. And then you go to the emotion, the mind, the mental states, which are the emotions. That's the last step. That's body, feeling, and mind, mental states. This is the wisdom level or vipassana level.
So that's a long process, like we have to start with mindfulness.
It depends on how smart you are.
Okay.
The Buddha said you can do it in 7 days, or 7 months, or 7 years. Depending on what type of student you are, A student, B student, or C student. If you're an A student, you might be able to do it in 7 days.
If we have had some experience from our previous birth, then it should be easier for us to practice. Is that
That's
so?
right. If you practice jhana already, if you had jhana already, then it'll be 7 days. You can go directly to vipassana.
Now, Ajaan, in your autobiography, I got a hard copy because my sister gave me a hard copy. Like she had got two copies once she visited you. Then I read it, and like there you say like you practiced meditation all alone yourself like for nearly 1 year before becoming ordained. So like you did meditation all alone yourself, and that's the best way to do it, because with our like day-to-day disturbances, it's difficult to do it. Like in our case, we find it difficult to concentrate because we have to go to office and all that. So I'm just thinking of a way to do it, like, yeah.
What did you say in your last sentence? I can
Like,
hear.
still we go to office and we have our office commitments and family commitments. Because of that, we find it very difficult to find the time to do meditation, like, I mean, on a regular basis. So maybe
You have to find the right reason for you to leave everything. If you find the right reason, you could leave everything.
but for women, actually, it's very difficult to get ordained to, I mean, to lead a fully religious life. I think, so that's another problem.
It depends on each individual, I think. Each individual have different strength and wisdom to see that what we are doing right now is dukkha, not happiness. If you have that wisdom and you have the strength to let go of your attachment to your sensual comfort, then you can leave easily. But if you don't
With
have
the-
this,
Irrespective of our gender, like whether we are women or men.
yeah. If you still see that life is full of pleasure and happiness, then you will find it difficult to leave. But you find it's lots of suffering, then you want to leave as soon as possible. It's like if you see you're in a fire, in a burning house, you don't want to stay in a burning house. You want to get out as soon as possible.
The issue is sometimes we feel that life is a place where we get happiness. Maybe sometime later we feel that it's full of suffering. So we kind of so that's the issue.
Okay.
Yeah, and
And
my next, yeah,
go ahead.
yeah, I have another question. Like Queen Mahamaya, Prince Siddhartha's mother, was born in Tusita heaven after her death on the 7th day of Prince Siddhartha's birth. I just want to know where this Tusita heaven is located, where the physical location of this.
The mind lives in the spiritual world. See, it's not in our physical. The body exists in the physical world, while the mind exists in the spiritual world. Even right now, your mind isn't in your body. Your mind just communicating with your body, like to telephone, like to mobile phone. The mind can. So
The Buddha went to Tusita heaven to preach the Dhamma.
he connected with his psychic power. He used his psychic power.
So there's no particular location, like.
No, well, you can just say generally in the spiritual world. And the spiritual world is different from our physical world, in which we have we have sizes, we have shape and form. But in the spiritual world, there is no size, shape, or form. It's like empty sky, empty space.
And we have also similarly we have read that Devadatta,
Yes,
he's in hell, like that is also mental.
yes, these are our states of mind. See, you're creating the different states of mind from your karma. Good karma create happy state of mind. Bad karma create bad state of mind. So it's not a place; it's your state of mind. When you're sad, you're as if you're in hell. When you're sad or when you're depressed.
So we have read that Devadatta is undergoing a lot of suffering due to his bad karma, due to what he had done. So, like, is it a mental thing? Like, his suffering is mental, or
it's like when you go to sleep and have bad dreams. And if it's good karma, you have good dreams. Like the Buddha's mother have good dreams. She have good dreams. While Devadatta have bad dreams. And they will have these good or bad dreams until the karma that the good or bad karma they perform run out of steam. And then they can then return and take a human birth again.
Ajaan. I have 3 more questions. Can
Go
I
ahead,
go ahead?
as many you like.
I have read that there's a meditation where people, I think it's called Kasina meditation, where people look at a candle or some sort of light and then they try to concentrate on that light and then they close their eyes and just think about the colors of that light. So is it related to Buddhism, that meditation? Is it?
Well, it is in the 40 Kammatthana, the 40 subject of meditation. See. If you search the 40 Kammatthana, 10 of them is the kasina.
Kasina meditation.
Yeah. Kasina is like imagining
Light,
color or light. You can imagine a red color, green color, yellow color,
A
or white color.
candlelight or candle or lamp light?
I'm not sure. I just know it generally. Since there isn't any teacher who teaches kasina in Thailand, so we don't usually practice it.
We don't usually practice.
Yeah, it's maybe small for someone who had done this in the past before and know how to do it naturally. But for most people, I think to have something more physical is easier, like watching your breath, than imagining a color in your mind. Takes a lot of concentration before you can create a certain color in your mind when you close your eyes. So you have to have quite advanced mindfulness really to practice kasina, in my opinion.
Yeah. What I'm doing at the moment is a breath meditation, Ajaan.
Pardon me?
Breath meditation, inhale and exhale.
Yeah, breath is usually
Yeah.
is usually suitable for most of us who are beginners, who don't have much mindfulness. Even that, a lot of people find even that difficult. They need to rely on something like meditation beads or chanting or something like that before they can have enough concentration to be able to watch the breath.
Still very difficult to keep focused on, Ajaan.
That's
10,
right.
15, yeah.
Mhm.
As you said, must be due to our other commitments, like we find it difficult to concentrate. That could be.
But if you put up an effort that try to develop mindfulness all day long, you will find that you'll be able to have lots of mindfulness and be able to start your meditation with watching your breath right away.
Okay. And my next question is, Ajaan, like a lot of Buddhists, like they conduct Bodhi Puja, they pay respect to the Bodhi tree where the Buddha was born. Like, is it a good practice? A lot of people, they try to go and chant gathas in front of the Bodhi tree and they pray and they ask for several, like they pray that their illnesses may get cured and things like that. Isn't it another kind of craving?
It's wrong view, really. To pay respect is to show your trust and belief in the Buddha, the Dhamma and Sangha, that's all. You want to have strong belief in the Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha in order for you to be able to take up the study and the practice. If you're doubtful of the Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha, then you might not want to really study or practice. So when you pay respect, it means you have faith in the Buddha. You believe in his enlightenment. You believe that his teaching can lead you to enlightenment. And you believe that those who follow the Buddha's teaching, like the noble disciple, was able to attain to enlightenment. So this will then give you the encouragement or inspiration to follow suit. That's the purpose when we go to when we see the Buddha statue or something like that. We just want to show our respect. But this is not enough. It's just a beginning. What we need is to have faith in the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha, that they are the truly enlightened people, that they can teach us to become enlightened and follow their teaching. What people don't understand is they become more like superstitious. They think the Buddha is like a god or somebody who can grant them their wishes. Even not the Buddha, just the Buddha statue. We have lots of temples in Thailand with big Buddha statues where people go and ask for favors, whatever they want. Some get and some don't get, so this can make people feel, you can make them still hopeful that they can get. But if they don't get, then they just think, it's not yet their time. They just have to be more patient.
My last question, now in 5 precepts, we have been asked to abstain from taking intake of alcohol and all. Is it a sin? Like the fifth one?
The fifth one is really it's not breaking it's not what we call
so breaking that is not a sin, right?
It's not a sin, but it can contribute to your sinful action. It can push you to do sinful action easily, because when you drink and you get drunk, you cannot control your thoughts, your speech, and your action. So if you think bad, you can then talk badly and do things badly. So it's better not to drink in order to be mindful. When you're drunk, you lose your mindfulness.
That's why we have been asked not to take a drink. But
that's right. Yeah.
But for example, if a person takes a glass of wine, also is it still considered a sin? Like it's a violation of one of the precepts, right?
It is, but it probably doesn't. As long as you don't do any bad action, then it doesn't. It's still sinful. But the problem is sometimes when you take one drink, you want to take a second drink.
Okay,
yeah, that's the problem. So the best thing is not to take any drink at all. Better.
Actually, a friend of mine told me that it's medically, doctors even advise to take a glass of wine also, saying that it's good for heart. And he's told me that he has read somewhere that it's not a sin to take a bit of wine, and like he read it somewhere too. That's why I asked that question.
But can you guarantee that you only take one drink? That's the problem.
Okay.
Maybe when you're more stressful, you feel one drink is not enough. Then what you do? You have to take a second drink.
That's why we have been asked not to.
So it's better not to play with fire at all. You could get burned eventually.
Okay. Okay, Ajaan.
Okay, thank you for your question.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Okay.
Your question is very helpful for other people as well, I think.
Thank you so much. Very
Continue
nice
on with your good work.
Okay. Thank you, Ajaan.
Okay, you're welcome. Alvin from Malaysia, Kuala Lumpur.
Namaskar, Ajaan. I don't have any question, just listening in.
Okay.
Thank you.
Marsha from Ohio, if I remember correctly. If I don't, I'm sorry.
Yes, no, thank you, and good morning. I think I have a couple of questions. The first one is about disenchantment, nibbida. And over the years, I've been observing that some of the meditations I have where I feel like I'm getting the insight and actually seeing a truth versus just thinking about it because I've read about it, there's usually some real disenchantment or a little bit of disgust just with life and existence in general. And sometimes it just comes up spontaneously. But I've also tried, sometimes when I sit down to meditate, I'll just begin with like a reflection on disenchantment and try to bring that disgust up right at the start of the meditation. And I've been wondering if, if that's like a real necessary ingredient, like the factors of enlightenment. It seems like disenchantment is usually there too. And I wondered if you could just talk about it a little bit, the role of nibbida.
Well, I haven't really think of it in this term. I think that when you see that life is suffering, this is disenchantment. So,
Okay.
and the way to see it, the Buddha recommends us to constantly thinking of aging, sickness, and death. That once we are born, we are subjected to aging, sickness, and death, and separation. And the more you contemplate on this thing, it will sink into your mind. And maybe one day you say, what the hell are we living for anyway? What are we doing here?
Yes.
So can you call this disenchantment or disillusion?
I'm still working in the meditation, on the concentration, and I seem to get into those states of emptiness. And I always try to remember what you said, to just stay there as long as I can. I'm also observing that when the concentration becomes steady, force that holds by itself, like it sustains itself. And I can be aware of the breath. I can even be aware of a few thoughts. And yet there's this steady, like, concentration force that's like right there that just holds the meditation. And then there's usually in that, I'm speculating to think that it's also equanimity, because there's like no real wavering or no preference. And I've never.
I'm sorry,
me,
you sound winded temporarily. Okay, can you repeat what you said?
Maybe I am. Okay. So in the meditation, there's like a concentration force. And it, like, the body becomes real solid. It's like immovable, like a log, like a rock.
Yeah.
And there can be even, I can be aware of the breath, even a few thoughts can come and go, but this rock-like concentration is still there. Is that equanimity? Is that by itself?
I think you're getting there.
Equanimity.
What you're lacking is the feeling of bliss.
Yes.
Once you get there, you'll know, oh, this is so blissful. When your mind becomes totally still. It's a feeling that you haven't, it's kind of happiness that you haven't experienced before in your life. So just keep on watching your breath, and try not to analyze anything. Just keep watching.
And when sometimes the breath, well, most of the time, the breath becomes, it starts to go away. It doesn't go away, but the breath becomes like very shallow. So it's not as easy to use it as an object. And then I try to just look at the mind itself, like latch onto the awareness. Is that wrong?
I think so. I think you should continue watching the breath. The Buddha said whether it's shallow or whether it's deep, just know it for what it is. That's all. Just keep watching.
Okay, I will do that. Thank you so much for helping.
Okay.
And that is all.
Don't force your breath. Don't control your breath. Just watch it. Leave the breath naturally alone. If it's going to be short or shallow, let it be. Just keep watching, just being aware of it. That's all.
Okay. Okay.
And don't go to the mind or any other object. Because I think watching the breath is the one that will still your mind. Okay, try it. Just keep continuing watching your breath. At one point, don't follow your breath in or out. Just watch it at the tip of your nose, at the entrance of the breath, in and out of the breath, where the breath touches your nostril or your upper lips. Just keep watching at that point only. Can you hear me? Okay. Okay. You want to speak? I'll have you turn on your microphone. Okay.
Gosh.
Yeah, you can speak
I
now.
used to shift.
Go ahead.
I used to switch the focus from the abdomen.
You should stay fixed in one point because you want to stop the mind from working, from doing things. So you have to stay in one point
Okay.
to become totally still.
And so then the focus actually, would I keep it
At the same
right
point,
at the tip of the nose at the same point?
Well, when you started with the point, you stay with that point. Even if there's no breath, just stay at that point and just know that there's no breath or you cannot feel the breath. Just stay at the same point.
Okay, okay.
Try
I know
to
I'm doing
see-
something wrong.
Try to see how it works. I think eventually your mind will drop into calm if you stay in the same point.
Okay, okay.
And
Yeah.
you feel a sense of release. The pressure and everything disappear, and you feel floating on thin air or something like that in space.
Okay. Yeah, that is good. I will try that because I feel like I get so close and then it's like I'm stuck.
But don't anticipate, okay? Don't anticipate
Okay.
You have to stay with your breath. Don't go to the anticipating the result from your practice. Once you do that, you lose your concentration and you won't get there.
Okay. I'm gonna work on that. Thank you. Thank
Or,
you so
or if you have result from your past, when you do it now, you don't think about the result that you had in the past either. And don't anticipate for that result to happen when you meditate. Just keep watching, just keep focusing, concentrating on your breath at one point. And if anything comes up, appears, just don't be distracted. Just leave everything alone. Don't be distracted by maybe there might be light or sound or anything, or feel like something happened to your body or something. Just ignore everything. They are usually mental fabrication. Your mind just creates these things to distract you. Okay.
yes.
All
Thank you.
right. Try it.
Yeah, I'm going to
All right.
promise. I promise I will.
Okay.
Thank you.
Next, we'll go to Sammy. Are you in India now? Okay, you say India.
Yes, Bhante, I'm in India.
Are you near Dharamsala, near where the venerable?
No, I'm in Bodh Gaya,
Bodhigaya.
nearby the Bodhi temple.
Bodhi temple. Okay.
Mahabodhi temple.
I think there are Thai temples around there too, right? But I think they're more
Yes,
for
yes.
tourists.
Actually, now I'm staying in the Korean monastery, but I checked with the Thai monastery. They don't host like foreigners, mainly like for Thai people. Like
Mm.
pretty much in this area, every temple is like for their own nationality, right?
Yeah, more or less. I think it's more
Yeah,
like a hotel for pilgrims to stay.
yeah, pretty much. But I get some quiet here, so I feel, for now it's okay. I'm still trying to, decide because my visa is only until July, and then I'm going to Thailand. So I told you.
Okay.
Yeah, but mainly my problem has been dealing with the heat, the extreme heat, and I actually had like a heat stroke just 3 or 4 days ago. The temperatures were 47. And I had to go outside of the temple. I had some things to do, and I got a heat stroke, and it was really tough. And that's also not the first time. I used to have those in Myanmar, and I'm also worried I'm gonna have them in Thailand because I heard right now Thailand is also going through
Where we are,
like
where we are, we have about 34 right now, 34 degree.
yeah, but
maximum.
in like Thailand, Myanmar, and those countries, 34 is not just 34. There's like 34, and there's like
Feel like
90%,
40.
100% humidity.
Yeah.
Then it comes out like the real feel will be so much.
Mhm.
So I heard that 30 Thai people died because of the heat, like the recent heat wave going on there.
I think there are some who die, but very few. Not to be alarming, you know.
Oh,
Usually
then
some people
yeah,
don't know how to deal with the heat properly, that's all, that cause them to die.
yeah. I come from cold country. I'm not used to this heat. It's like,
Mhm.
you know, uh,
Well, if you want to meditate and practice, you have to consider heat is one of the tests that you have to pass through to be able to go over.
absolutely.
Dukkha Vedana, we call it Dukkha Vedana.
So, I know that when someone has developed their concentration good enough, that they will have higher tolerance for heat and cold.
That's right.
Uh,
If you have Ubeka, then you can
uh,
you can exist with whatever, you know.
because a lot of that heat is also mental. We also generate like anger generates heat, desire generates heat. All that when it gets stilled down, then also I think somehow I don't know that you'll be able to deal also that environmental heat.
When your mind becomes calm, it becomes cool, and it can deal with any situation.
Uh, you won't be so hot-headed anymore.
Mhm.
Yeah. So yeah, no questions then, John. I'm just still
Okay.
trying to
I
practice.
hope you are doing good with your meditation practice. Just keep doing it. Don't be discouraged. Just keep pushing yourself.
Sometimes you're right on because like last week, we're talking about the experience and all, but this week has been like completely different. So you're right about that discouragement part, because it could be like a whole dry week with absolutely like no improvement, and you're just dealing with like some emotional stuff, outside things, and then then the meditation suffers and the concentration again, like you have to start building up almost it seems from scratch.
Yeah, just like learning when you're a child, learning how to walk, you have to crawl first and stand before you can walk. And you might walk for a couple of steps, then you have to crawl again. So it's just it's a process of learning. You have to keep learning and keep being patient, keep doing what you have to do, and you'll be more efficient, more proficient. Takes time.
Thank you, Ajaan.
Okay. Good luck to you.
Thank you, Ajaan.
Okay, Kok Sing from Singapore.
Good evening, Prajan. Yeah, this evening, like to ask Prajan. I was reflecting on what Prajan advised me that if I am unable to attain jhana, at least I will think of rationality, of loving kindness and compassion. And I was reflecting on this that a few years back when I was having a meal at a coffee shop, so a few tables away there was this old lady. She was having some difficulties opening the cover of a food container. So when I noticed this, I went forward to her table there and asked in Chinese whether she needs my help to open the cover. And I was shocked when she scolded me and in Chinese say, "Oh, she didn't ask me for help. Why do I bother?" And she also added that if she cannot open, she'll just throw away. And when I noticed that she doesn't want any help, so I returned to my seat, and she kept scolding and scolding. So at that time of point, my mind was very calm and very tranquil, and I don't feel there's no reaction at all. I don't feel angry or anything like that. But I was surprised that a few days later, weeks later, then this mind was disturbed and then was being traumatized that that drama was keep playing over and over again. So my question was that why was it that at that point of time my mind was calm and very peaceful, non-reactive, but a few days later and even a few months later, then the mind was being very disturbed, and then that drama keep repeating the mind, and so I was thinking, how come the mind, when the thing happened, the mind was calm, and a few weeks later, the mind become very disturbed and actually traumatized. So I was thinking, why the mind behave in this way?
Because you lost your equanimity when you were in the when things happen, you had equanimity, so you remain calm. But then when you think about it later on, and your mind doesn't have equanimity, it can react with anger also.
Yes, actually, the mind feel angry that there's an unfairness, injustice, that I'm trying to be kind, trying to be compassionate, and I'm getting all these insults, all these hurtful words, all these scoldings for nothing.
Yes, you can use rationality and tell yourself that this is a good lesson for you, not to bother with people when they don't ask for your help. Wait for them to ask for help before you go do anything for them.
And yeah, actually, I was also thinking about reflecting on this one when I saw my neighbors. I saw the newspapers piling up at their doorsteps there, so meaning that they were away for a few days. And this time round, they didn't ask me to collect the newspapers for them. So I was thinking whether to collect the papers for them or just leave it as it is. So I was a bit hesitant in that sense also. So yeah.
Well,
So
you're not obligated. You're not obligated to do because you're not asked to do. But if you want to do, you can still do it, but don't expect any thankfulness from people if they're not thankful. Just do it for the sake of doing something good. But if people don't appreciate what you do, don't feel sad about it. That's all. Can you do that?
I think I will have to train the mind so that as what Prajan was saying, at that point of time, my mind is in equanimous, but subsequently my mind, I think, lost this equanimity, so the mind can become angry, become agitated over this kind of unfair treatment.
That's right. So I think you should be more concerned with your equanimity than with what other people is doing or not doing. It's not your business, really. Our business is to look after our mind.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
we can do things if we are asked to do, and if we can do it, we do it. If we are asked to do things and we cannot do it, then we just don't do it. But that's not, if we have equanimity, we won't feel bad or feel sad.
Okay. Yeah. Another question I have, Prajan, and that is during meditation retreat, I was disturbed when there are some there's one retreatant who claims to be able to communicate with the so-called the supernatural world, the spiritual world, and then he's wearing a lot of amulets and so on. So I feel very uncomfortable when there are people saying they are doing this kind of business and so on. So I feel not comfortable with people like them. But when they are in the monastery is open to people from all walks of life. So when there are people like this who are meditating in the same meditation hall as myself, I feel very unease that there are people of such a nature. So what I'd like to ask, what is Ajaan advice?
Because you don't have equanimity. So you have to practice mindfulness and meditate to get equanimity. Once you have equanimity, then what type of any type of people won't bother you, whether they're good or bad. So you need more practice of mindfulness. When you feel disturbed, it means your mind doesn't have enough equanimity to remain calm. So you should do more mindfulness and meditation rather than trying to go change people.
So meaning I have to try to attain jhana states to achieve equanimity.
I don't say that. Maybe you don't even need to jhana, just as long as you can use mindfulness, like reciting a mantra for 5 or 10 minutes for you to forget about those people.
Okay. Okay.
Yes, if it's good if you can enter into jhana, but if you cannot, at least use mindfulness to pull your mind away from those people that you feel bad about. Not to think about them, not try to judge them or anything, and just forget about them. That's all.
Okay, I will try to do that if I encounter such incidents again.
Yes, whenever you feel sad, feel bad, or feel angry at something, use mantra, pull yourself away from those objects.
So just recite Buddha, Buddha.
Yeah, and not think about those objects that cause you to have bad feelings or anger.
Okay. Yeah. I'll try it.
In order to do it effectively, you have to practice Buddha a lot before you run into things. Because if you don't practice, when you run into things, you might not be able to recite Buddha because your mind keeps thinking about the thing that makes you angry or sad.
So now in my samatha bhavana, I've been practicing. Instead of watching the breath, I use Buddha in as my samatha meditation.
And also for mindfulness, also when you're not sitting, when you're doing something or whatever you do, just keep reciting Buddha as much as possible.
Yes, yeah. Even when I'm walking long distance,
Yes, from the time you get up, as soon as you open up your eyes, start Bhutto.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
only stop Bhutto only when you have to think of something. If you
Okay.
don't have to think, then keep reciting Bhutto. You can stop Bhutto when your mind don't think about anything.
Okay. I will recite Buddha whenever I do not need to do any thinking.
Yes, to stop your mind from thinking about this or that thing or people.
Okay, I will do it.
Okay, try it, okay?
Yes.
Okay. We'll go to outsourcing. Outsourcing. Are you in Kuala Lumpur? Go ahead.
Good evening, Ajaan. I'm in Penang, not Kuala
Penang,
Lumpur.
okay.
Tonight I have no question. Thank you.
Okay, all right. We'll go to Alfredo. Alfredo, can you hear me? I think he walks away from the screen, from the camera. I'll come back to Alfredo later. Go to Intan first. Intan from Indonesia.
Good evening, Ajaan. I don't have question, Ajaan.
Okay. Then I'll go to New Zealand with Anura and Ramya.
Yeah. Good evening, Ajaan. So thanks for all the answers. So it's good to listen in. And over the weekend, last weekend, we visited the Vimutti Monastery in Auckland, and we participated in dana and did some meditation. It's a very good, peaceful place. So that was quite insightful, useful visit. Yeah. And
How many months are there?
now there are two monks, one from Ajaan Kusalachito. I think he's a disciple of Luang Polim. And also there's another Bante Avidaja. I think it's from Czech. There are two monks there now. Yeah. It's a very peaceful place. This is our first time to visit the place, and we spend the day pretty much there. And yeah, it's a good place. Yeah.
Yes. Try to find a quiet place to meditate.
Yeah, there are some kutis in the bush. So we plan to spend some time there just to practice in the bush. So test ourselves. So that's something that we are planning to do.
Good.
Whenever we can. Yeah. And practice is good, Ajaan. So even though I'm fully working, but I try to meditate in the morning. So I use less mantra now. It's just being aware of the breath. So it's getting better now. So I see, I follow your instructions. So I always recall what you said and listen to I have bookmarked few talks that you have given, some of the instructions. So it's quite helpful. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you for that. Yeah.
Okay, good. You're welcome.
Yeah.
What about Ramya? Anything?
Yes, I also try to improve mindfulness all the time.
Okay.
Meditation is good.
Just practice mindfulness. You can do that all the time.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. I'll go back to Alfredo now. Alfredo from Sao Paulo. You moved to a new room?
Yes.
What happened? What happened to your old room?
My home.
Your old room. Your old room. This is a new room, right? Before you went in this room.
New room.
Yeah.
No.
Where you are. It's the same room you were last time. It looks different. It looks different.
Oh no, the same.
Same room. Okay.
I changed the
background.
bed.
Okay,
I changed.
Okay.
But 6 months, more or less.
Okay, so how is everything with you? Okay,
Yes, my health is a little good.
and your mind?
My mind is okay.
Okay.
My samatha is I look for samatha, né, Bante? Samatha is the
Ubeka.
difference
Yeah,
in the
ubeka.
practicing. Yes, peka. The
Okay.
difference in the people that practice and not practice is meditation, né, Bante? A
What do
people that don't have meditation is not a practicing, né, Bante?
Mhm.
Only vipassana without samatha is peoples that work, peoples that married, peoples that
Yeah.
things in life don't meditation, né, Bante? Meditation for them for few time is not enough, né, Bante?
No, you need to practice full time. You get.
Yes.
Mhm. But if you could not, then you just do as much as you can now, and hopefully in the future do more.
Yes.
You have to start somewhere first. Maybe 1 hour a day is better than not practicing at all.
Yes.
Then you can add more and more as you move on. You can add to 2 hours, 3 hours.
Yes.
Then, you know, as if you find beneficial, you find that you're happier, then you'll do more eventually.
Yes.
But you have to start. If you don't start at all, then you won't get anywhere.
Yeah, study is vipassana, né, Bante?
No, well, vipassana also, but not yet vipassana. It's just study to learn the way how to practice.
Yes.
Okay, let's keep practicing, studying. Like right now, we are studying. We are talking about Buddhism. We are talking about meditation practice. This is studying.
Yes.
Once we know what to do, then we go and do it.
Yes.
Okay.
Don't do karma, Bante. Don't do karma.
Okay.
I smile, but it's very strange, né? It's very different, but it's really, né? But it's really don't do karma.
Okay.
Not understand, but don't do karma. Don't the enlightened person. Don't do karma.
Okay.
Don't have future. Don't have problems in life. A perfect mind, né, Bante? It's possible. Is different, but it's the goal, né, Bante? It's the goal. The goal.
The goal is to get rid of suffering.
Yes. No suffering.
Okay.
Calm the mind.
Okay. Good luck
Okay,
to
but
you.
yesterday I fall my motorcycle.
I see. Did you get hurt?
Not, no.
Okay.
The woman opened the door of car.
I see. And
I
so
changed.
you ran into the door, huh?
Yes, I hit in the door and follow. Newton is the.
You have any scratches?
Yes. I crash. But it's okay.
All right. Okay. All right. I'll see you again later.
See you.
Next, Philip from Malaysia.
Good evening, Ajaan. Hope you're doing well. I don't have any questions tonight. Just happy to be listening in.
Okay. Go to Second from California.
Hello, Tanajan.
Good evening. Or good morning to
Yeah,
you.
good morning and good evening. Thank you.
What time is it in California now? 5 or 6?
It's just about to be 7 a.m.
Or 7, okay.
So yes, thank you, Tanajan. A few questions came to my mind. One was, Tanajan, that many times when I want to visit monasteries, we're a little spoilt by the comforts in big cities. And sometimes, it comes in my mind, oh, well, will there be running hot water? Or, oh, the other day we went to this beautiful monastery, but they had a compost toilet. And I was so uncomfortable using that, the thought of staying at that beautiful monastery. But then there's this toilet, which is not very comfortable for me. So I was just curious, what's the way for me to work with this aversion?
You just have to keep doing it. Train yourself to do the thing that isn't comfortable for you. Because in life, sometimes you have to run into uncomfortable situation. So you just have to teach yourself to learn to do whatever situation you're in. Try not to have any aversion for it.
Yes, certainly. Thank you, Tanajan. I had one other question. A friend of mine reached out to me yesterday, and he was talking about a common friend of ours, who had passed away last year, or last to last year. And now her mom also passed away, and he was sharing how now her father's all alone and so on. Somewhere I didn't feel like, I felt that these are now, thanks to the Lord Buddha's teachings and guidance from Sangha, I felt that, well, this is part of life, and I didn't feel very reactive to it. But then my friend was quite, like, he seemed to be a little upset that why am I not reacting, and why am I not, perturbed about these things. How should one respond in such situations, or am I responding in the wrong way? Or would you share any guidance, please?
Respond to the death of the person, or respond to the criticism of your friend?
I think respond to the death of both, actually, Tanajan.
Well, things happen, and it's already happened. What you're gonna do? You're gonna cry, and it's not gonna change anything. Just just tell the person that there's nothing you can do when things already happen, and to feel sad about it is not good for you. So why should you feel sad, right?
Yes. Yeah.
I think you and your friend have different informations, and you have more. You have more what you call protection from this truth. You have more information, so you don't react as bad as your friend who doesn't have enough information about this truth. So he can react much stronger than you do.
Yes, Tanajan, that makes sense. And yes, thank you, Tanajan. Also, my wife Neeta is here off camera. Do you have any questions? She has a question as well.
Please go ahead.
Good morning, Tanajan.
Good morning.
My question was related to self-doubt. I keep feeling that I have self-doubt within me in my workplace, and now in the Dhamma world. I keep thinking that people are doing so much better than me. People are so much devoted. And so I wanted to understand how to get over this feeling.
Well, we have to accept the truth that people are different. There are people who are better than us, but there are also people who are worse than us also. Sometimes we forget those people who are worse than us. We only look at people who are better, so it makes us feel bad. But in order for us to feel good, we have to look at some people who are less fortunate than we are or worse than we are. See, in this world, we have different people, different type of people. Some they are better, some they are equal, and some they are worse than we are. This is the way things is in this world. And if you want to be better, then you just have to work harder. That's all.
So Thanajan, is it okay to keep comparing? Because I think my mindfulness has increased, and when I observe my mind, it keeps comparing with anybody and anything.
That's right. You just have to compare the whole thing, not just part of the thing that you compare. You only compare yourself with those who are better than you are. So that makes you feel bad. See? So compare yourself with people who are equal to you or worse than you are also. You have to have a complete picture of people living on this earth.
Mhm.
So then you can accept your place on this earth. That okay, I'm in the middle, not too bad, not too good. But if I want to be better, I can work at it. So you can improve yourself if you want to be better. It's just that you have to work harder. That's all.
Right, Thanajan. I can work
The Buddha
harder.
said that when you see people who are better than you are, you should congratulate them, feel happy with them. And if you see people who are worse than you are and you cannot do anything about it, you just have to have compassion for them or equanimity. We are what we are because of our good or bad karma, the Buddha said. We are different because of our good or bad karma. So if we want to be better, we have to do more good karma. That's all.
Thank you, Thanajan. I have one more question. So I was lately thinking, I used to be more compassionate, but about, for example, if I look at a dead animal, I would really feel sad and cry. But these days, I look at it, I feel bad, but then I move on. That extreme emotion doesn't come anymore. But then I was thinking, is it equanimity or is it indifference? So
If you don't feel sad, it's equanimity. Equanimity doesn't mean you don't do anything. If you could help, you do. If you could not help, you just have to let it be. But you don't need to feel sad about things. So it depends. If you're in a situation in which you can do something and you don't do, then that is indifferent. But if you're in a situation in which there's nothing you can do, then you just remain calm and just let it be. And this is equanimity. But you don't feel sad. You don't feel sad.
Right. Sometimes it happens like at the moment I feel I can't do anything more, and then I move on, and later I think, oh, I could have done that. Maybe I should have put in more effort, but I didn't do it. And then I self-criticize.
Then you can use this as a lesson for you next time that you should do better. Use the mistake that you have as a teacher to teach you to do better next time. Okay, is this good enough?
Yes, thank you, Thanajan.
Okay, you're welcome. Next, we'll go to Piyal and Indira in Toronto.
Good morning.
Good morning from
Thanajan.
Toronto, Ajaan.
How are you both? Good?
Very good. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Okay.
Practicing. Yes.
All right. You have any comment, Dr. Piao?
Okay. Maybe I just want to bit a deep into the Patichamuppada there a bit. I think it was. I don't think it came up today, but when you the 12 steps, when you look at the 12 links theoretically, before the senses starts working, before the Salayatana, your mind is already active. Avijja pacha sankara, sankara pacha vijnana, meaning you're consciously aware of your thoughts. So in other words, it says the eye doesn't want to see, your mind want your eye to see. The senses doesn't want to, ear doesn't want to hear. Your mind wants you to hear something. So it is correct because the mind is already active before your senses come into action.
Well, your mind is always active, whether the senses come in or not. See, your mind is always working. Even when you go to sleep, your mind still keep working. So the mind will only start to react when the sensual objects come into the mind. When you see something, then your mind will start to process what you see, which we call perception. And then after perception, we get feelings from what we see.
My question is, mind is even before the perception, before the salayatana, the senses, mind is preemptively trying to figure out what to see. Like the mind is directing you. That's what the Patichamuppada there starts, like avijja, because of our ignorance, our previous memories somehow trigger. I think this has also something very similar in science, similar explanation in science. The mind is active before our senses become aware of certain things. It's called predictive.
Sankara creates cravings.
Yeah, that's right. Sankara.
When you think of food, you think of movies to see, places to go. See, so this is all craving created by sankara. Then you go after those things by going to get whatever you want to have.
So your feeling is the main bait. Like when you feel what you feel, you perceive. You want to perceive more, and then you think about it. What you feel, you perceive. What you perceive, you think about. That's what the sutras talk about, how it kind of the cognitive process, how it works. So I mean, sometimes you see things, maybe you pass through, you don't perceive, like you don't have the feeling for that. When you feel for something, pleasant or unpleasant, then what you feel, you perceive more, and then you think about more, and then the craving, of course, the feeling which leads to craving, obviously. And that's why, as you say, we want to think about it more and more.
You want to stop the cravings because cravings keep feeding on more cravings. And in order to stop cravings, you have to think of the opposite. Like if you think of good food, you think of bad food to replace your cravings. The food that you eat is gonna be bad food sooner or later, once it enters your body.
So that's the antidote. You have to think about
antidote.
Antidote, like injection. You put the injection in, like a vaccine.
Vaccine to counter the virus that enter into your body.
It's at least you can try to contemplate, but the virus is already in the body. In other words, in the mind, the defilements. It's the other part, the hard to get rid of. At least you can be through discipline. You can get rid of, like maybe precepts or meditation. But the virus is already in our memories, which still active, like underlying sleeping or anushaya. It's the one that is creates the havoc in there. You don't see it. Like it's like the weeds under the when you do gardening, you see a lot of weeds, but you see most of you remove it, but there's still more weeds, but you don't see it. When the time comes, it comes up. The anushaya, the underlying defilements.
So you just have to keep getting rid of them by using
Yeah. So that's the wisdom part.
Wisdom,
Yeah,
anicca,
wisdom.
dukkha,
That's right.
anatta.
Yeah. So that's what I thought recently. So the wisdom is the one that takes out the anushaya, the underlying, the sleeping defilements. But the sila, like virtue, you can get rid of. Being precepts, you can see the most obvious defilements. You can at least stop or refrain from, like not taking alcohol, not killing, not stealing. So those are the sila. The samadhi part will kind of stop the recurrent defilements, like the hindrances. But this, as you say, the wisdom part will take out the underlying, the lowest part of the, which you don't see, obviously. Sila Samadhi Prajna.
Okay.
No,
wisdom will get rid permanently of the defilement. Samadhi can only suppress it temporarily.
So it can come out, although Samadhi you're suppressing in the jhanas.
Once you come out jhana, all your cravings can return. But if you use wisdom to get rid of your cravings, they won't return, because you see that craving is the cause of your suffering. So you don't want to crave, you don't want to suffer.
So the measurement of your wisdom, like where your defilements or astravas or taints are gone, Buddha said you cannot say it was yesterday, day before, or 5 weeks ago. It's like a person who is doing like a carpenter. He said his handle is worn off, but he cannot say when the handle is worn off, but he can say his handle is now worn off. So when you keep practicing, you can eventually see, oh, my handle or my defilements are less, or my astravas are taints which comes up are less. You kind of reflect, you can record, I mean, you can reflect within, I suppose. But you can't say when, what day.
Well, when you can stop your craving, you can stop them. See, when you cannot yet stop them, you cannot yet stop them. So it's just inside yourself,
So coming back to the second noble truth, the craving, that's simple as that.
That's right. Once you can get rid of your cravings, then there'll be no suffering for you anymore.
So the duty of the second noble truth is to get rid of craving. And once you get rid of craving fully, then you've done your job, right? That's the third state.
You need the tool, which is the fourth one. So you need the tool to get rid of your second. You need the fourth truth to get rid of your second truth.
Yeah.
You need wisdom. You need the three characteristics of existence.
Yeah. So that's the path, the eightfold path, like the prescription.
Yeah.
That's the prescription.
To see everything as impermanent.
Yeah.
By being impermanent, it can only give you suffering or sadness.
Yeah. So dukkha, the doctor is like Buddha is like a good doctor. Say you are sick. This is the cause of sickness because of craving, and you have to get rid of it. And this is a prescription.
That's right. Just like when you have obesity, patient, you say, you eat too much, you have to go on a diet.
Yeah. True. Nowadays everyone comes to ask for injections. There are new injections for lose weight, so they don't want to go on a diet now. Shortcuts. So everyone, like I had at least 2 or 3 people coming every day want these new injections to lose weight. They are too lazy. I guess if there is an injection for enlightenment, people will take it, but there is no. It's hard work.
You have to become a monk like me.
Hard work. Thank you, Bhante. I'll let you go. You have anything?
Ajaan, I have it's just a small question. Now, the precepts, if you break a precept, you make bad karma. So like the first one, panatipata, if you kill, you get bad karma. But the fifth one, I was a little confused listening to it. So I was under the impression if you take intoxicants, it's bad karma. So it's not. You can.
It's not bad karma in the sense that you're not hurting anybody. You're only hurting yourself.
Okay.
So you
But
don't
is-
have any retribution from this karma from other people. If you kill someone, you might get retribution from the relatives or friends. But when you drink and get drunk, you don't get any retribution if you don't go hurt other people.
So it is only
you're hurting yourself. Like
You're
you
only
can
hurting yourself.
fall and hit your head and you get a subdural hematoma, you can die, or you can, or you can have hurt your liver, you can get cancer. So you're hurting, right?
Or it can prevent you from meditating because when you drink,
Yeah.
you cannot meditate. See?
So I think that's the idea, right?
Yeah.
The mind, it says majja pramada, meaning you become heedless. Majja pamadatthana, meaning you become heedless by drinking. Suramere majja pama.
See, drinking is considered to be abhaya mukha. Have you heard about the word abhaya mukha?
No.
See, there are 5 abhaya mukha, which if you do, it can lead you to be born in the lower realm of existence. Like drinking, gambling, vices. These are vices.
Vices, I see.
Yeah. Drinking, gambling, going, visiting,
sexual, yeah, I think
going out at night,
Yeah, I see.
And being lazy, and keep people who like to drink as your companion. People who like to drink or gamble as your companion, it's not good to have them as your companion or friends, because they will pull you to go do what they like to do. If they like to drink, they'll want to get you to go drink with them. See, so these are the 5 practices that we should avoid, because if we don't avoid these practices, we can be stuck in and go and do bad karma later on. When we drink and when we get drunk, we cannot control our actions. Then we can go hurt other people when we feel like hurting other people.
Yeah, and also even like 5 precepts are so important, because even to become sovan, I mean, unless you keep the 5 precepts, it's.
Yeah, I think once Ajaan Brahm was here in Toronto, and somebody asked, "Is it okay if I take a small drink, little drink?" I said, yeah, Ajaan Brahm said, "Is it okay if you kill a little person or little lie? Is it the same?" So he said no. Little drink or little lie or little killing is all bad. It's interesting.
Okay.
Thank you, Bhante.
Thank you. Thank you
Okay,
so
you're
much.
welcome.
Everyone
Next up, Aparajita from Dubai.
Good evening, Ajaan.
Good evening to you.
I've been trying to practice a little bit of you saying to keep the word Bhutto throughout the day.
Yes.
And more than being able to, I think it's also very revealing to realize how much random thinking I have. And that is a good way to just say, there's really no point in the way I jump from one thought to another. So that clarity kind of helps me to just abandon that and pick up the word again. So that's just what I felt. It has been a very good practice to keep.
Yes, because when you recite Bhutto, you clear your mind out with a lot of unnecessary thoughts, which can cause you sad feelings to arise or bad feelings to arise. So you will feel lighter and happier.
Yes.
When you don't think.
Yes.
Or when you think less. And you'll find it easier when you meditate, that you can meditate easily. Your mind can become easily calm, than without practicing mindfulness beforehand.
Yes, that is also very helpful. And another thing that you just mentioned, that when we do feel calm, it's like you're suppressing all these things. But that is also sometimes I felt when doing yoga, like, okay, I become calm, but then I still have my issues. But it's later looking at them through the lens of anicca, hopefully will uproot them.
That's right.
So I see the difference quite clearly.
Yeah. Mindfulness can only suppress your cravings. In order to get rid of your cravings, you have to use anicca and anatta.
Yeah.
If
And
you
that's
crave for something and that something is impermanent, then you don't want to have it, right? If you want to get married and it's only going to be for 1 year, do you want to get married or not?
No.
Okay. But who can guarantee that your marriage will last forever? You know,
Exactly.
okay.
Never.
If you see anicca, then you say, better not get married, better be alone.
Yes, that is true. I realize many things I let be. That's it. Yes.
So if you can see anicca or anatta, then they will stop your cravings or your desire to have things the way you want them, because they don't always turn out to be what you want them to be, right?
No, true. And often I read one sutta which didn't make sense before, but it's making a little sense. It's like there is a much greater happiness, not that I felt it, but the promise is there. And then you think, these are not that fulfilling. So I see that difference.
Okay, good.
Thank you.
You see more and more as you practice.
Okay.
Okay. Keep on practicing. Mindfulness is very important.
Yes.
Mindfulness, then meditation, then wisdom. In that order.
Yes.
Okay, good. I'll
Thank
go to Vancouver and then Sweden and Czech.
Greetings, Ajaan.
Yes, good evening to you too. Good morning to you.
Evening. Yeah, I don't know the Abhaya Mukha, and I don't know that one, Ajaan. Is it also 5?
There are vices, you know.
Vices.
Gambling, drinking, going to sit for social pleasures, go to places for social pleasures, like going to bars and nightclubs and places like that.
Oh.
And being lazy also is considered bad, because when you're lazy, you're not producing any income. So when you don't have income, you might have to go steal money from other people to use to live on. And the fifth one is to associate with people who like these things, people who like to drink, people who like to go to bars and nightclubs, people who like to gamble, or people who are lazy. Because when you associate with them, they will tend to pull you to do the same thing that they like to do. If they like to drink, they'll ask you to come and drink with them. If they like to gamble, they'll ask you to go gamble with them. And these are bad practices, because it's gonna drain your resources, your money. And when you don't have enough money, then you have to resort to stealing or cheating or lying to get more money. So this is why we should not do these practices, because they can lead us to break the precept. Really, that's what it means. But they in themselves don't cause you to go to be reborn in the lower realm of existence yet, because it's not yet bad karma. See what I mean? If you don't go kill or steal or commit adultery or lie, then you don't go to the lower realm of existence. Even if you drink or gamble or go to bars and nightclubs, as long as you don't hurt other people, you won't be reborn in the lower realm of existence. But if you run out of money from gambling, then you go steal more money so that you can do more gambling. Then you're breaking the precept. And the more likelihood you will break the precept, because when you run out of money, what you're gonna do? If you still want to drink, you have to go steal money to buy more drinks for you. If you gamble, you want to continue on doing gambling, so you might have to go steal money so that you can have more money to gamble. So these are activities that we should not engage in.
Okay. Is the
activity to doing bad karma.
Yes, yeah, that's clear.
Okay. See, the word of apaya means the lower realm of existence. And mukha, it means the entrance to the realm of lower realms of existence, abhaya mukha.
Abhaya mukha.
You're just standing at the entrance. You're not in there. You're not in abhaya mukha. But it's easy for you to go in because you're at the entrance already.
But if you break the precept, you enter.
Because it's easy for you to break the precepts. And once you run out of money, and you still want to drink, you still want to gamble, you still want to go to bars and nightclubs, and you don't have money, what do? You have to steal or cheat to get money.
Yeah. Yes.
These activities, they are called vices, right? Vices.
It's the standing at the entrance of abhaya. Yeah, that's clear.
Dr. Ajaan, would that the same as the first thing that Buddha mentioned in Mangala Sutta, like not associate with
That's right. Don't associate with bad people. People who like to drink is considered bad for you. People who like to gamble is bad for you. People who like to go to bars and nightclubs is bad for you. Because they'll take you with them, right? When they go to bars and nightclubs, they ask you to come along. If they go to gamble, they ask you to come along. If they drink, they ask you to join them, right? And if you don't want to lose your friend, you have to do what they ask you to do, right? And when you start to do, then you get into the habit of doing it yourself. Eventually. So these are not good people to associate with. But if you have to deal with them, do business with them, you can still do it. But just don't let them pull you to do what they do that you think is not good for you to do. If they ask you to go to have a drink with them, you just have to say, I'm sorry, I'm a Buddhist. I keep the 5 precepts.
The lazy people is like lazy to work kind of people.
Yeah, lazy don't work. So they tend to earn money in a bad way, right? If they don't work, and they find money by cheating or lying or stealing. Or scamming, like internet scamming. These are people who doesn't like to work. Their work is to steal money from other people.
Yeah, that makes sense. But, yeah.
Because they're lazy to go to work. Because work. Or people working as prostitution also. They're lazy to work. So You know, being a prostitute is easier to make money, right?
Mm. But sometimes I think it's not that. Sometimes they are forced to. Some people, I
Well,
think they're not.
some
They
are
can.
doing it voluntarily
Yeah,
by choice.
yeah.
Okay, anything else?
Oh no, I was thinking like some people they like to um eat like live those live like seafood, and then they tend to ask you to go along.
Well, it's like calling you to go kill animals, see, so you don't go with them. You decline the invitation, say, sorry, I don't want to participate in this activity. Like people ask you to go fishing and say, oh, I don't like fishing, or go hunting. This is the same way you go fish in the restaurant instead.
Mm,
You go point at a fish and say, I want this fish on my plate, you know.
yeah. And if we go, so we also involved in like killing.
Well, not exactly. If you just don't order yourself, if you don't order the food yourself, then you're not involved in the killing process. Killing is considered killing when you order the killing yourself or do the killing yourself. If you don't do any order, you just go with them and let them order the food, and then you just eat the food. Then you're not doing any killing.
Yeah, but I still don't like my relative. They asked me they asked us to go to a live seafood restaurant, and we didn't go. We really insist, because I really don't want to watch the because it's a king crab, and they like to show you the crab and take picture. It's really for me so cruel. I really don't want to go. So I didn't go, and they got really mad mad at us. But I think it's good that it's okay that they get mad. But yeah, I just don't feel, even though I didn't order, but I still feel very
It's
bad
hard to watch.
looking at the crabs taking pictures.
The Buddha said that it's better to lose bad friends than to lose your precepts. You know? So you can find good friends. You can find the people who are better or good. But the Buddha said, even if you can find anybody good at all, then just better to live alone.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I felt that we really did the right thing. It's hard because it's not it's a close relative, but still I just
Just
I
let
want to keep
let
my
them get mad, but you just don't get mad at them. That's all.
okay. Yes. They can get mad, but we
We
don't
don't get
have
mad at them. We don't
yes.
react with mad. We cannot help. We cannot stop them from getting mad, but we can stop ourselves from getting mad.
Yeah.
Getting mad is not good either because it makes you feel bad.
I don't think we feel mad. We just feel like a little bit because like the relative is an older, sometimes we feel that, oh, maybe we don't respect them by not going, but still but it's better to keep the precept. So and we still think that we did the right thing.
You still respect them, but you shouldn't do what they ask you to do. That's all.
Oh,
You still respect them, right?
yeah.
Okay. Then what makes you think you don't? Then what makes you think you don't respect them?
Because they say that, oh, you don't go, and then you don't, like in our culture, if you don't go
That
and
has nothing to do with respect or not respect.
they think that you're not giving them face. That's important to their, like it's hard for me to explain, but yeah, you're right, Ajahn. Like I'm still is They can say whatever they want to say, but I still respect and still the same. Yeah.
Yeah, we still keep the same. It's just that we just keep our precept.
Okay.
Mm,
Good.
yes. Thank you, Tante.
Thank you, Tanzan.
You're welcome. Next, go to Diana from Wales. Hi, Diana. How are you?
Good, thank you. Good to be here, Tanajan. I only have a little comment, if that's all right. I really
Sure.
felt for the gentleman who said he tried to help the lady and she wasn't happy to be helped, because I've always tried to be helpful and it doesn't always work out.
That's right. Sometimes people want to be left alone. They don't want to have other people to interfere with their lives.
Sometimes people like to complain, don't they? They don't actually want any help. But yeah, that was all. I just really felt for him because I thought that was hard. But
Before you do anything, you have to consider first whether this is a good action or not. Maybe it's good
yeah,
intention, but maybe it's not wanted. Whether you're
yeah.
wanted or not.
I think as I get older, I try and listen. And try and listen to what people have got to say rather than trying to leap in and be helpful. But it's hard when you've and sometimes we want to be helpful because it's something we need to make people feel better, but they might not want it.
But in fact, you just want to feel better more than you want them to feel better. Because
Yes, that's right.
We actually do it for ourselves, not for them.
That's right. Yeah. But good to be here. Thank you.
Okay, good to see you too. I'll go to Gary, Singapore. Gary.
Good evening, Tanajan. I have a question regarding precepts. So I recall that I have actually listened to a Dharma talk in Mandarin regarding, I'm not sure whether the Buddha or one of his Arahant disciples who saw a man like running by, and behind there's a chasing pack. So whether it's the Buddha or the Arahant disciple, actually he shifted his direction, and when the chasing pack asked whether you saw that man, saw a man running by, I think he said that from my position I couldn't see. So that doesn't mean he has broken the fourth precept, right? Because his intention is to save the man. Is that Tanachan's advice on this?
Yes, the intention counts also. Intention, whether you want to hurt or help. If you want to help, then it's not really breaking the precept. The precept is you have to have the intention to hurt and then actually do the action yourself before the precept is broken.
Yeah, so his intention is actually to avoid, the man being hurt. So it's the skillful intention. It's not the intention to lie. So he don't really constitute.
And in order not to lie, he has to shift his face and not seeing something and tell him, I don't see anything.
Yeah, that's like using wisdom, I suppose.
Yes, but it's very important that you don't use it as an excuse to break the precepts. Yeah.
Yes, that's correct. We have to be mindful of that.
Be very careful with your intention.
Yes, that's correct.
Even if you have good intention, but you break the precept, that is still not good. Like you see somebody suffer, so you don't want them to suffer, so you kill them to help them end the suffering. This is breaking the precept.
It's breaking the first precept.
Yeah.
Okay, I understand. Thank you, Tanachan.
Okay. Next, Belinda from Singapore also.
Good evening, Ajaan. I'm listening.
Okay, good.
Yes.
Go to Vince now. Vince from Singapore also. Vincent?
Yes, hi Ajaan. I have two questions. Question one is knowing. Knowing is always present. It's only when it got derailed by thoughts or by other things, then it got derailed, right? It's not knowing is always present.
Well, the knowing is always there, but sometimes if there's no mindfulness, then the knowing just not know, but it still know, but it doesn't know what's going on. That's all without mindfulness.
So it's still happening, just that we are not we are out of the knowing mode.
I don't know how to explain, but without mindfulness, you sometimes you don't know what's going on, right?
So
But you still know, but you don't know what's going on.
all right. Then the next question that I have is when when you are in knowing state, just that you don't need to face. I mean, there's two mode now. One is called you face the fear. That means you take the effort to face the fear. But we are in knowing mode, right? In fact, the fear just appear, anxiety just appear in your knowing field. Am I right to say that? That means you are very calm, you are very stable in your knowing mode, and then the thing just appear. I mean, if fear comes, it just appear in front of you. Anxiety comes, it, it appears in you, and it's not that you are engaged in them. Right?
What is your question?
My question is that when I'm in knowing, if a fear comes up, it just appear like a fear in front of you, or then you just drop off by itself, right? And if the anxiety comes up, it will just appear as an anxiety thought, and then just disappear by itself.
Well, things appear and disappear, but the knowing reacts to what appears and disappears. So, and you want to train your mind not to react. That's the goal, because by reacting you can hurt yourself.
So I think I can see that. So then the question is that if my knowing mind is just quiet and silent, I think I can handle almost all things, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
When you're not reacting, then you can handle everything.
Okay. So then when I visit you about a month ago, and my question was like, because when I'm not very interested in seeking meditation anymore, is because when I sit, I have this knowing mind saying that, oh, the breath just come and go, and how it moves the whole breath. So then with this knowing mind, when you are doing a samadhi meditation, it's not very interesting, it's very boring. So that's why I'm not very, I don't like sitting meditation in that sense. So is that a wrong view or a wrong concept? Because I go in a sitting meditation with the knowing mind.
Well, meditation helps to make your mind calm and not reacting. See, without meditation, even when you know things, sometimes you cannot stop your reaction to things that you happen to know, come to know.
Okay. So
And
I still need to do sitting meditation.
Yeah, because this is the only way to stop the mind from reacting with defilements, with love, hate, fear, or delusion. Meditation can stop your reaction with defilement.
Okay. Okay. So
If you don't have meditation, when you see something or when you come across something, you will react with defilement, with love, hate, fear, or delusion.
So closing eye meditation is still important.
Yes, in order to protect your mind from your delusion, from your defilement, you need meditation.
Right. Okay. Okay. We need both, right? Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, understand. Thank you.
All right. Hi, Stephanie from Oregon.
Hi, nice to see you.
Okay. You're living right on the coast? Must be very cold.
It's cold and rainy.
Yeah. How's the wave? Big waves or so?
Yes, it's actually it's really cool right now. It's low tide, so the ocean is really far out. And so you can get really cool rocks and see a lot of the sea life. It's summer's pretty cool. Yeah. But in the winter we have the crazy waves. Yeah. They're like really big.
Okay. How you doing?
Doing good. Yeah, I just wanted to say thank you, and I'm working on my mindfulness. Yeah, I've been practicing for 8 years, and I don't think I was as mindful as I should have been, and it's been a lot better these last few weeks, and I feel a lot calmer.
Good.
That's
Okay.
your instruction for sure.
Yes. Besides mindfulness, you should also sit and meditate as much
I
as
do.
possible.
I do. I for an hour to 2 hours a day.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
And then you can also reflect on impermanence and no self.
Yes. Impermanence is
Anicca, anatta, to stop your dukkha. If you see everything as anatta, then you won't have any attachment toward them, and you won't have no dukkha or suffering.
I have been noticing if I feel the clinging, I just calm my body and I go back to the Dhamma, and it's been really good.
Okay. No
Thank you.
question today?
No, just grateful to be in your presence. Thank you so much.
Okay. You're
Thank you.
welcome. I think that's all we have for the room now. I think next we'll go to question from email.
กราบหลวงพ่อครับ We have a 4 question this evening. The first question from Rohini from the UK. When I meditate Anapanasati, after some time, I felt my whole body is like boiling rice. It's hot and vibrate. It lasts about a minute or two. Is this normal during practice?
Well, anything can happen when you meditate. Mostly they are mental fabrication. So the way to deal with them is just to accept them, know them for what they are, treat them like a natural phenomenon, like lightning or thunder. They come and go. They are not under your control.
The next 2 questions are from Samanji. The first question, in the Mangala Sutta, the Buddha emphasizes that leading a noble lay life, fulfilling one's duty and responsibilities too, is a significant blessing. Am I correct?
Well, if that's what the Buddha said, and I have no. Can you repeat the 3 things yet?
Okay. In the Mangala Sutta, the Buddha emphasizes that leading a noble lay life, fulfilling one's duty and responsibility is a significant blessing.
Yes, as a person, a lay person, to be noble is to keep the 5 precepts. This is considered to be a noble, and to fulfill your responsibility, you have work to do. Whatever is your duty, you do it. So this is good action.
And the next question, does it also mean that whoever wishes to lead an ethical lay life can do so, while those who wish to become enlightened can choose to do so?
Well, it means that when you're still a lay person, then you have to perform your role as a lay person. And if you find that this role as a lay person is not yet satisfactory for you, you might want to move to the role of being an ordained person, becoming a monk
And the last question from Facebook. Namaskaranท่านอาจารย์ In my practice, when I practice sitting meditation, suddenly my body shaking, my back become hard, something pulled my face so hard. After my body become quiet and not shaking anymore, I can see colors, green and red. I just let it be, and after that, after it disappeared, my back, I'm watching my breath again. Is it correct?
Yes, you should come back to your breath as soon as anything happens. Don't pay attention to anything that happens during your meditation, because you can be distracted and won't get to your goal, which is calming your mind. Okay. Well, Sulan, I didn't pass you just now. Sulan, how are you?
Oh yeah, hello Ajaan. Yeah, I'm good. Yeah. How
What can
are
I do
you?
for you? What can I do for you tonight?
Oh, okay. I have a question which is about last week you mentioned about like for monks that go on tudong, they will keep on like going on their journey. So like how do they know that it's time to end their tudong journey?
When they feel that they need company, so sometimes, or they need some advice from the teacher, then they come back and go stay with a teacher to learn more, or to find answers that they could not yet have found from their own practice. So you have to come in and out from time to time. You go to practice alone, and then when you feel that you need more instruction, you come back to your teacher and ask for more instruction.
Oh, okay. Because I'm thinking like in the same way, like how do we know that maybe the mind that is having defilements and then like lazy and versus like maybe the mind it's maybe having ego that tells you like that is enough. Yeah.
Well, when you practice more and more, you know when your defilement is working or not, because you can feel the dukkha arising when your defilement works.
Okay.
When you feel unease, you feel uncomfortable, you feel anxious, you can be sure that this is the work of your defilement. Any form of uncomfort feeling is usually caused by your defilement.
Okay.
But sometimes when you have something that you might not be able to find an answer, then you might need the advice from your teacher who has more experience than you are to help you clear your question.
Okay. Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Okay. Good.
Thank you, Ajaan.
All right. I think that's about all the time we have for tonight or today. Thank you for your participation, your company. I hope this meeting is helpful for you and help you advance in your practice. In the meantime, please stay safe, stay mindful, and keep on meditating. And if all goes well, I'll see you all at the same time next week. Thank you and goodbye.
Sadhu, sadhu,ท่านอาจารย์
Thank you, Ajaan.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Admin.
Admin.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, everyone.